Hi everyone, I am Miss Macedo. Today we are going to learn about similes and metaphors. In this lesson, you will be able to identify similes and metaphors, distinguish between a simile and a metaphor, and convert similes to metaphors and vice versa. Are you ready? Let's look at the definition of a simile. A simile is a comparison of two things using the words like or as. For this comparison to be a simile, you have to use the words like or as. For example, as sweet as pie. Something is being compared to a pie, and it is a simile because the comparison uses as. In this example, colorful like crayons. This is simile because we are using the word like to compare something to crayons. Now, let's look at metaphors. A metaphor is a comparison in which one thing is said to be another. Example, she is a walking dictionary. In this example, there is no as or like. For this reason, this example is a metaphor. In a metaphor, let's look at one more example, simile. I'll read this again. Now we are going to look at similes and metaphors side by side. Simile is a comparison of two different things using the words like or as. I want you to remember this. For example, on her first day of school, Jane was as cool as a cucumber. In this example, Jane is being compared to a cucumber, and they are using the word as to compare Jane to a cucumber. On this side, we have a metaphor. What's a metaphor? Is a comparison of two different things that does not use the words like or as. So here is the key. When you are in a metaphor, you are still comparing two things, but you are not going to use the words like or as. Example, Noah has the heart of a lion. It is a comparison. You are comparing Noah's heart to a lion's heart, but you are not using the word like. You are saying that he has the heart of a lion. Let's look at a few more examples. In this slide, we have a simile and a metaphor. On the top, we have a simile. Bob is as brave as a lion. So Bob is as brave as a lion. This is a simile because they are using the word as. Now, let's look at the bottom. Bob is a lion. This is a metaphor because here I am saying that Bob is a lion. I am turning Bob into a lion. This is a metaphor. I am not using the word like or the word as. Let's look at a few more examples. This is a simile. My love for you is as strong as a rock. This example is a simile because it says that my love is as strong. So here I use the word as to compare my love. In the second example, it is a metaphor. So I converted this simile to a metaphor. My love for you is a strong rock. It can never break. This is a metaphor because I didn't use the word like or as. Here we have another example of simile and metaphor side by side. Simile. Life is like a camera. And this comparison, they are comparing life to a camera by using the word like. Life is a game. On this side, life is being compared to a game without the word as or like. So this is a metaphor. Now, let's continue looking at examples of similes and metaphors. In this case, the field is like a rainbow. This is a simile because the word like is being used to compare the field to a rainbow. On this side, the field is a rainbow of colors. This is a metaphor because there is no like or as in this comparison. In this example, we have a simile. I am like a bird. This is a simile. But on this side, I am a bird. This is a metaphor. Why is this a simile? I am like a bird is a simile because the word like is being used to compare the man with the bird. But on this side, it is a metaphor because there is no like or as. Let's look at these two examples. A simile. My room is as cold as ice. My room is being compared to an ice because it's very cold. But since I use the word as, it is a simile. On the bottom here, my room is an ice box. This is a metaphor because there is no as or like. In the second example, the top, I am as hungry as a horse. What do you think? Is this a simile or a metaphor? It is a simile. Why? Because you can see here as is used in this example. Metaphor. On the bottom, you have a metaphor. I am a horse, hungry enough to eat the jumbo burger. So in this example, we don't have like or as, and it is a metaphor in this comparison. So now it is your turn to practice, and I'm going to do the first one. Is this a simile or a metaphor? Sarah sings like an angel. Is it a simile or a metaphor? Let me think. I think this is a simile because the word like is being used to compare two different things. So it is a simile. Now it is your turn to do the rest of the activities. You are going to write down if this is a simile or a metaphor. And I'll give you 5 minutes to complete this activity. You are going to pause the video and complete the activity. Now, in this example, we are going to convert this metaphor to a simile. And I'll model to you. This example is a metaphor. She is a walking encyclopedia. How can I convert this to a simile? I am going to convert and I'm going to say, she is like an encyclopedia. So I'm saying now that she is like an encyclopedia. Now I am saying that I'm using the word like to convert this simile, this metaphor to a simile. Now it is your turn to convert similes to metaphors. And I am going to do the first one. He is like a lion. This is a simile. And now you are going to create a metaphor. And I'm going to do the first one. He is a lion. Now, it is no longer a simile because he is a lion. I am saying that he is a lion. I'm comparing him to a lion without using the word like or as. And you are going to do the same thing with the rest of the sentences. Okay? Thank you for watching my video and complete all the activities.